The Tape Never Lies Network, home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.
The following show is for mature audiences only.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
The Tape Never Lies. Tape Never Lies.
Start.
You know what? It was an overthrow by Mitch. Yeah. I mean,
injured Bear on the field is Akeem Hicks.
Cousins loses the football. Strip sack and takeaway.
Bears our live.
Who else but Khalil Mack?
Bears our live. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft talking the smartest man alive. Yo. Bears our live. Bears our live. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft talking the smartest man alive. Ran up with a true analysis. You expect raw passion for the show. Bear fans get nothing less. Locked in with real emotion and passion for every play. Coach Phil gonna bring that range, but in with facts like shade. Post game show like nothing else you're gonna hear. Some can try to copy, but a bucket's not sincere. Delivering the truth on what just happened, to be clear. That's why we're on TV, so you can see it, not just hear. Hey, yo, with Draft Dr. Phil, you know it's always hit sticks. Splitting double teams like 96 Akeem Hicks. You can tell the shit matters, a bit love can be felt. Critical of Nagy cause the talent he's been dealt. Cause our life keeps growing, Shane's all knowing. Delivering the truth on how the QB's throwing. Dimes on time, just lacking fundamental. Whatever the case, we get hot like Cecil. Fiery discussion on what happened in the game. This ain't your daddy's postgame, no expect a fucking flame. Not for the average fan, a loss they can't survive.
But don't you worry.
Bears Our Live.
Bears our live. Bears our live. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft talk and the smartest man alive.
The Rent Legend.
Bears our live.
Dr. Phil
Bears our live. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft talk and the smartest man alive. Bears our live. Bears our live. Bears our live. We go on live right after
The
Bears.
Tape Never Lies Network.
This is Bears Hour Live.
What's up, 100 crew? We're coming to you today after the Bears got fucking mopped up and down the field all day long. We saw the quarterback switch. We saw the head coach get his guy in there, the guy that knows the offense, and we still have the same old questions each and every week as Chicago Bears fans. We didn't see a lot of things change out there. We saw a speed bump, still doing the same thing that he does. The defense made some plays, but Ryan Pace has to go forward and just try to do something to lock up this defense. But you guys aren't here to listen to me talk. We're here to listen to Draft Dr. Phil and his rant, and it should be an epic one. So take it away, Phil.
This was supposed to be a joyous day because I'm sitting here in the Draft Dr. Phil studios now, and I can't help but realize what just took place in front of our eyes. You talk about being prepared, being aware of what you are, really. As a head coach, your job is to prepare your team. To have an identity is to be no nonsense. Take no bullshit. There's no fucking fans in the stands. You're at home. You could do anything you want with your offense. But instead, like Shane said, you're still out there with the same issues. The same issues. Someone give him a tissue for his issue. This fucking coach is so in over his head that a championship quality defense is going to waste. You put your wide receiver in again on 3rd and short. You allow your left tackle to continue to flop like a fucking walrus on the field. It's embarrassing how bad he is. But it's you. He is a reflection of you, Nagy. When the chips are down, you forget your identity because you don't have one. You're talking about formations that are just thrown out there like a freaking Greek diner menu. Is it going to be fucking sushi on this play, or is it going to be pizza on this play? And it doesn't coexist with the philosophy of 32 and number 12. We're dropping the football, 17. Get him out! Get him the fuck out! What are we doing? Do you have passion? Do you have pride? Do you have accountability? I don't see it. I don't. There's so many stories in this game. There's so many. Every Sunday. The difference between winning and losing is catching and dropping the football. Khalil Mack with the interception. Anthony Miller across the middle. Roquan stepping out. And your coach never stepping in. Who are you? You're home. Hustle to the line. Go no huddle. Get them off their kilter. But instead, let's get gimmicky. Let's run Cordarrelle Patterson, who's not a fucking running back who can break a tackle and goes forward. These are big moments in situational football that alleviate this fucking clown. It's a disgrace. I don't know which worse, 72 or the coach. You can blame Foles and Mitch lovers and Nick Foles lovers are fighting right now, but right now, I'm always right about this shit. Fuck you. I don't care. It starts with the head coach. Did you not see what I saw? It starts with Nagy. Who are you? That's what you need to define. Because Tom Brady's coming to town. You take one on the chin, and you learn from your mistakes, and you decide, you have to change, coach. You have to change. And I hope that happens. Shane, that is my rant.
It's a good one, man. I don't know what to say. It's tough. I sat there and just, you think after all of this time when you're just waiting and I'm not going to turn this into a quarterback debate, but it's got to be talked about, Phil, because this guy was handpicked and these guys came out completely flat, like they didn't give two shits to be there. I mean, this was a big game. You have the fucking Mecca coming here on Thursday.
Let's
for
go
Thursday
bubble
night
screen.
football.
Let's 3rd and 18. Let's fucking do bubble screen.
You just give it away.
Let's let players walk around, Shane. Let's let them walk. I would be on the fucking field grabbing dudes and say, you don't want to play here? I don't give a fuck about pace. I don't care about anybody. You know what I care about? Winning. Yeah. I put that for. I don't want. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong. But 72? I mean,
terrible.
I got fucking phony film reviewers now chiming in. Now they know about 72. No. PFF gave this motherfucker a great grade, Shane.
The top grade.
He's so good. Everybody that watches the tape never lies. Thousands. No. Phil's gonna be fucking pissed today, right? Because I'm fucking uncovering the truth. Fuck a grade. What are we doing? This guy's fucking more worried about lemonade on the sideline. Are we having yellow Gatorade or blue? That's what he's worried. I need a guy that wants to fucking kill somebody. And you know what? When you're running and you have to have cohesiveness, you can't have a leaky fucking faucet. You can't let the toilet continue to run because it's going to flood your fucking house. You follow me? There's an issue. It's 72. He doesn't have it right here in the heart. See? Right here. He doesn't have it. So what do? You continue to put him out there? Do you hold anybody accountable? No. How about the gimmicks? The walking, the gimmicks, the drops, the Nick Foles, like you said.
So go back to that. I know you brought it up once, but I was talking to Carter. That 3rd and 1 play. What are you doing? You had much faith. The 3rd and 1 to Patterson.
Oh my God!
You
I
have
no idea.
You have so much faith to give up a future draft pick for David Montgomery. And
oh my God. Has he been stopped for a loss yet? Except for the fucking walrus miss last week. Has he ever been stopped? Come on. This coach is a fucking joke. How do you explain that to your team? You take the best player on your offense out. He doesn't even know he's the best player. That's the problem. That's the problem, man.
Did you see the tweet from Kyle Long after that?
No. Can you put it up?
Yeah, he tweeted out, I guess the Bears need some offensive genius.
Hey, you think he's taking a shot at this dude?
Sure. Absolutely.
Listen, this coach, let me explain. Like, if you're a new listener, I get fired up. I'm so disappointed because I did not see this.
I didn't either. Not like this. I mean, I thought you would see some cohesion. I thought you'd see some progress. You know, even if it's, I'm not saying that you have to become the Chiefs this week, but just some incremental progress, Phil. And we saw none. You didn't see progress. You saw regression. You saw regression.
You saw complete regression.
You have the hand-picked guy. You have a guy that's 31 years old, has been in this offense, has had his success in this offense. And now, I mean, this, I know Mitch has had 45 games and Nick Foles is new here and learning the guys, but I'm not even going to put this on Nick Foles. This is going squarely on the head coach. I would debate with anybody about that. And
thank you.
Who knows how they'll, rebound and come back against Tampa? But boy, oh boy, I'm not looking too forward to seeing the outcome of that, Phil. The way this is going, because you saw a team across the field out there come into Soldier Field with way more swag than the Chicago Bears did. These guys were talking, were beating their chests, everything.
Oh,
but yeah,
Phillip Rivers is talking shit to you. You still are walking around.
We finally see Roquan starting to make some plays, and then he makes a play in the fucking backfield, and they finally send him on a fucking blitz. He makes a fucking play, and then he's pounding his chest. We're down fucking 16-3. I wanted to rip my fucking hair out. I'm like, what are you doing?
Where was that in the first quarter?
Exactly.
This whole team, their energy. It was like you're watching, a guy on a blind date, and the chick is beautiful. And this dude is just a guy. And he totally became just a guy. Instead of fucking stepping up to the plate and making this girl love you and like your sense of humor and personality, you're going out there walking around acting like a goddamn PFF blog nerd. That's what we saw. We're walking around, every one of them. Akeem Hicks walking. Fucking Eddie Jackson not wrapping up. Receivers dropping balls and laughing. We're joking. There's no fans in the stands. There's no Glens. So what are they doing? Where's their pride? Where do you squeeze that from? I'll tell you what. You get it from your head coach. You get it from your coaches that say, 17. See that fucking bench? Get over there. Sit your ass. Where's Javon Wims? Where was he?
I never saw him.
Once that motherfucker drops that ball and it's an interception, he doesn't see the field again. I'm sorry. You make a big play last week, great. It's a what have you done for me lately league. It has always been that way. It'll always be this way. All these fans deserve better. You're fucking waiting to go up tempo till the end of the game at home, no fans, and you're fucking played. You got so outcoached by that coach. It's not even fucking. Frank Reich took a fucking screwdriver, threw it into your engine with your fucking Porsche, and he destroyed you. Your whole fucking idea of what you wanted to do went out the window. There's nothing. Like, what coach in their mind puts... I mean, that third down play is just, where is your identity? You know? That's the showcase that this guy, Nagy, Kyle Long taking his shots, he deserves to take the shot, has no clue. And he's going to go up there, and 72 is going to start next week, and this guy's going to get another chance, Miller, and then the same fucking shit. Aren't you tired of that? Pay Allen Robinson instead of a Smurf that fucking runs East-West. Start fucking paying other people like Spriggs or the kid from Notre Dame. What's his name?
Bars.
Put his ass out there instead of Leno. It doesn't matter to Leno. The game doesn't matter. Leno's content with being average.
He's content with being paid.
Exactly.
That's the difference right there. That's where his play started to drop off consistently, Phil. I mean, we can go back and trace it there very, very easily.
It stinks.
But I don't want to step on you here, Phil. Just get into
the coach.
Yeah, get that part of it ready, because he will be coming up here very, very soon.
Oh my God!
And I think this is going to be a very telling.
I already texted 2 media members to please ask how you continue to trot out number 72 and think it's okay. If you can hold Mitch accountable, why can't you hold him? That's what I want to know. That's exactly what I want to know. This is ridiculous the way this team came out there and played today.
Yeah, and I mean,
to set it up.
Cars and I were talking during the game too, and you know, I think EJ had a quote in the comments, and it's true. You know, the Bears have some young talent now.
Here he is, Shane.
Here he is. Yeah, so let's go.
Can you see it on your end?
Yeah, just pop it up there.
Let me turn him up. Fix your visor, Coach. Fix it. Let me share this.
You start off and you know, you end up punting the ball and then you get it blocked, and that's a tough start. And I think that for our guys, we got to understand we got to be better at that point. Obviously, offensively, we know that we got to be a lot better. 11 points doesn't do it. Getting a free touchdown at the end of the half and cover 2 the whole way down the field is not good enough. We got to you have to be able to run for more than 28 yards in a game, and I think that's where our guys will know that. And then you can't become as one-dimensional when you can't run. So, you know, I thought the defense, again, situationally played well and forced field goals.
They kept you in the game.
Points on defense. You know, you should
the only reason why you're in that game.
And, you know, third down, we were 4 for 14. That part there, again, we need to be better. 17 yards rushing on 11 attempts in the first half. Longest run of the game, 6 yards.
How many carries did Montgomery get in the first half?
There was really
Jackass.
never a rhythm in the game.
10 for the game.
Too many penalties. I thought you just felt penalties.
Let's bring Cordarrelle out there and run.
So what we need to do now is obviously on a short week, we have to pick up the pieces. We just had a talk in the locker room of just understanding that we stick together and that we have a short week against a good football team. But, you know, I have a lot of respect for our players, and I know that they, along with our coaches, will do everything we can to get better.
First question, Dan Wiederer.
Matt, did you have a view on the interception? Were you able to tell what went wrong on that sequence?
No, I didn't. You know, I just think that, again, I'll have to go back and look at it and see exactly a better view of that.
What did you need to see?
For why it was such tough sledding running the football today?
Yeah,
well,
I didn't have 32
Dan, I think
in the game.
Number one is this defense, and I want to give credit to to their coaching staff and their players, man. That's a really good defense. And again, this is their fourth week in a row that they've done this. So again, a credit to who they are and how they play together. We knew
it hit Miller
going into this game
in the damn hands.
that it was going to be this style of game, just because of how they play and what they do. We knew it wasn't going to be easy to run the ball, but I thought that.
How about run the ball with the best back you got?
A rush for 2, a rush for 3, a rush for 2, a rush for 3, a rush for 2. Shane. A long rush of 6. You felt that. And then all of a sudden you look up and it's the end of the third quarter and we're trying to get a rhythm, and it just it was hard, and that's a credit to them. But again, I'll go back to saying this,
feelings of
I know
players.
that our guys as an offense,
more than the fucking team and the win.
They'll figure out the
you have the issue.
We'll get them right. We all
get
care about
get yourself right, you jackass. Fuck. So fired.
It'll be a good challenge for us on Thursday.
Mark Potash.
Matt, excuse me. It's just one loss and you're 3-1, but to come out as flat as you did and just not sharp in multiple phases, is that a little mystifying to you? I mean, are you scratching your head a little bit after this one?
He's scratching his beard.
No, I'm not scratching my head. I just, because I think when you scratch your head is that when you start, you wonder if it's effort, and none of it was effort. Our guys all care.
Okay, coach.
Very
clearly.
You would love to be 4-0 right now. We're not. We're 3-1. It's the first time all year that we lost a game. So, being in that locker room, just understanding how do we react to that. And I think, again, responding to adversity. Can we play better? Absolutely. Can we coach better? Absolutely. And that's what we got to do. So we got guys that care. When you care, you figure out answers moving forward. And I hope that's what we do.
When you got Jason guys that care, you have answers moving forward.
Matt, did you see recurring issues that you had in the first 3 games, even though you won today? And then did Foles look a little bit out of sync to you as far as his chemistry with the receivers and things like that today?
He wouldn't put Jason Miller on the spot there.
There was a little bit with timing here or there. And again, with Nick getting into it last week, just being thrown into it in the third quarter and then being down, you are automatically one-dimensional, and so you're out there playing and everything just happens fast. And again, I think that this is not going to happen overnight with Nick. This is going to take a little bit of time as he gets going with the timing of these players and what we get to. So there's a little bit of that. At the same time, we all know that we need, we got to keep pressing forward, but hopefully we get better there in that area. And we grow and we understand it. We don't get frustrated, and but we all know that we got to score more points.
How are you going to hold your players accountable if you don't hold yourself accountable?
Matt, I know every week's a different opponent, a different matchup, and different story, but how surprising was it for you, or maybe frustrating, that some of the same, third down, not being able to score, came up with all the changes you guys made?
Well, yeah. Again, we want to be better. We were being 4 for 14 is 29%, and
one of your guys,
you got to be able to convert third downs, because when you convert those third downs, you're able to get in.
Remember what happened on the
and we didn't have that. So again, it's a credit to the Colts for who they are and what they do, and we got to go back and make sure that we're putting our guys in great situations. And then when we get a chance to execute, we just got to execute.
JJ.
Matt, I know you said 19 points should be enough to win the game. Just overall, how do you feel that your defense played today?
Well, without watching the tape, I felt like my gut feeling just tells me that they played well. I thought there was a couple, pass interferences that we had that were big chunk plays. It felt like that they got some downfield throws with PIs. But then at the same time, I love the fact coming out in the third quarter, they get a 3-and-out. And then the first play for us on offense, we get a loss of 9 yards on a play action pass. So it's like, our defense comes out and they do their job and they continue to hold them to field goals or get them to punts. And we just could not get in a rhythm on offense to be able to go down there and let that defense, play from either a tie or from with a lead. It just didn't happen. So I thought the defense played well. I just had to go back and watch it.
Jeff Dickerson.
Matt, it didn't seem like it was able to attack downfield until the second quarter when he had those passes to Mooney and Robinson kind of back-to-back. Was there a reason? Because were the Colts taking that away? It seemed like one of Nick's strengths was to be able to see those downfield throws and attack downfield. Is there a reason why maybe that was delayed happening today?
I think, Jeff, probably when you go back, and just from what I feel is they started out playing some shell, playing some cover 2, and they're going to protect with the shots. And then when you do that and you play cover 2, you got to be able to run the ball. And what was happening was they were playing cover 2 and stopping the run. And when that's the case, you just can't get quite as many shots downfield. Now, they'll still come down and play one high and in certain times try to mix up coverage just because they have to keep you honest. But they do a good job of different things there with their defense, and then they got the players that can make that defense run, and so again, that's a credit to them. So yeah, you didn't feel as many shots until there in that second quarter. We had a couple downfield, and then we didn't score in a red zone. So I think you felt that.
Just a couple more for Coach Joe Lewis.
Yeah, hey, Coach, you talked about the rhythm that Foles needs to get into going down the season, and it will take some time. With such a short turnaround this week, is there something you guys are going to focus on specifically going into this week?
Not necessarily. Again, the beauty of a short week when you come off a loss is that you can get rid of it. You can get rid of it, and you need to move on. We have no time.
One
like,
question
in the next hour, we got to get right on to Tampa.
Watch.
So that's the positive.
Always protecting
for that. But we just got to figure out, okay, what can we do?
What can we do?
How can we
How
get
about
better to help out all
stay
these
with
guys?
the same
I'll say this
personnel
about Nick too.
and
that
run.
I know you guys know this, but in these type of games and these type of situations, you're going to see somebody that just understands and keeps things in perspective and understands that we got to get better and we got to do better on offense, but there's no panic. I think you guys will feel that. You'll see that, and then we just got to go do it.
Oh my God.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
All right, guys, take care.
Now, one question about your tackle. Now, one.
Well, that just goes to show you, Phil, what you're dealing with Chicago media. Like I've said on the show 100 times, I'm not a big offensive line guy, but I mean, it's delivered to you on a platter on TV. I mean, they pointed it out. He's like, he essentially ushered. He's like, yeah, go ahead, go. Here you go, Houston, go.
Every week. Every fucking week.
In Chicago, everything's always going to turn back to the quarterback. But I said, just like right there, Matt Nagy, there's zero accountability with anything. Yeah, you can't hang this on the defense. The defense played well. But go out and talk about Anthony Miller. Exactly. Make him accountable. Talk about Charles Leno. Yeah. Oh, the Colts had good. The Colts have good players.
They got a fucking 180-foot HD fucking replay there.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. You didn't see. Anthony Miller dropped the ball off his fucking hands again. By the way, he almost dropped another one across the middle. He double caught it. And you're still trotting these fucking players out. This is a game you've played your whole life. Don't give me this shit Foles don't know. Foles knows the offense better than fucking Nagy does.
Go back
I'm telling you right now.
If we had
he
access
could call
to
the fucking offense.
The day they traded for him, that was the comments that we heard. He's going to be a steadying influence, and I think you can feel some of that there is the calming influence, but at the point saying he's going to need more time, and he's trying to have his cake and eat it too, and you can't. This is the NFL. When you're talking about
those guys are really well coached over there.
Yeah, they're good. They're good defense. No, it has. The Bears brought you here to teach offense, to get this offense somewhat consistent, and you don't have the ability to go back and put it on your quarterback now. You don't.
Let me say this: if you could go out there and bench fucking Mitch, right?
Yeah.
And you can't do that for 72. I'm showcasing him every fucking week, not to lie. To show you that this motherfucker's terrible.
Foles is up, Phil.
Let's add him in.
Nick, on the interception over the middle there to
please,
Anthony, what was your vantage point on that sequence?
You know what? I gotta be more accurate. I gotta help him out. I was trying to lead him out in race to have him split the safeties, and it was probably about 6 inches too far, and that's on me, and that's something that is an easy fix for me. So obviously my fault, and I'll help Emil out and give him a better ball next time. So
you don't have to. He needs to fucking catch that. Your coach let you down.
Nick, how did you feel overall about your chemistry with the receivers and your throwing accuracy today? Did you feel like yourself, like you normally do?
You know what? It wasn't the best game. No, you know what? And I think the Indianapolis Colts are a great team, but I didn't execute well enough, and we didn't execute well enough. But that's something, like I said before, I was just on a radio. That's what I said. But we will look at it. We'll move on. We'll improve. This is part of football. This is part of building those relationships and understanding plays, and continue to grow. And I have to be better. I have to be more crisp. And it's as simple as that. And I look forward to improving. I look forward to, tomorrow getting back at it. It's a short week, and we have a game Thursday night. So that's just football. We got to keep improving.
Mike Berman.
Mike's fucking sleep at the wheel. How are you gonna get better,
Matt
Nick?
just said he feels like for you getting the rhythm with the offense and the receivers, it's going to take some time. I mean, how long is something like that potentially going to take for someone like yourself who didn't have the traditional workouts during the off season and then was working as a backup to start the year?
I don't think there's a time on it. I think it's just, tomorrow we're going to have an opportunity to get better. I don't think I've ever played in an undefeated season, and every time you lose, it shows more than wins do, and you never want to lose, but that's part of it. And I look forward to working with the guys and moving forward. It's never easy, but it tests you as a human being. Are you going to let a loss define you as a person, or are you going to continue to move on and be there for your teammates? So I look forward to, this is a special locker room. I really like this locker room, and it's a locker room that will look at this, we'll improve, we'll get better, and we'll get ready to work this week, and we'll be ready to play Thursday night.
Adam Johns.
In terms of building this game plan this past week, and then the play calls that Matt was sending in, how in sync did you and Matt feel this game, being your first game together?
I felt great with Coach Nagy calling the plays. It's as simple as we just have to execute better. I have to execute better. And if we do that, we're going to be in a position to win the game. We got a little bit of, we got down the red zone, and, unfortunately the pick happened. And then, we marched down again, and we were able to get a touchdown. And I think the big thing you see from that is guys didn't give up. We kept fighting, and that's something you can build on. We've made the first 4 weeks of the season pretty hard on ourselves. So it's something where we have to continue to improve and get better and just go out there and play good team ball. And if we do that, I think some really good things will happen.
JJ?
This guy's a professional.
Nick, you hit a couple deep balls on that first scoring drive, and then those kind of dried up as the game went on. Were you just not seeing those run open, or was it just something that the
left
Colts
tackle
were doing
sucks.
defensively against you guys?
JJ.
Yeah, I mean, they were playing their safeties pretty deep, which makes it a little harder to get over the top.
So how do you beat that?
They were giving us some underneath stuff, but they were doing a good job of, we'd hit an underneath route and they'd stop it right there. So
go into trips.
They're a good team. I watched
the
them on
tight
tape,
end,
and they did a
run it
really
down the
good
seam.
job tonight. They outplayed us. They out-executed us, and we hurt ourselves. We have to be better in those moments, and there'll be a lot of great things to learn from this game to move forward to be better.
Pat Finley.
Nick, is there a throw or two that you would like to have back?
I think the big one is just putting it on A-Mill on that one play that turned into a pick.
A-Mill's got to catch the
that,
fucking ball.
I tried to lead
Don't
him out
take
of it.
it.
I think if I just
I
put it
get
on him,
that
it'll
you're
be
being
obviously
a
a better
good teammate.
situation. And there's a couple of throws earlier that were a little high, and just continue to just deliver the ball, be accurate, let our guys make plays. So that's on me, and that's something I know how to do.
Adam Hogue.
Miller goes to the bench this
Nick,
week.
obviously, you've talked
Simple.
a lot about how much you love
Simple.
this offense. With things looking disjointed at times today, how did you feel in the operation and just in the operation of the offense today?
Not one of you asked
obviously,
about the left
the
tackle.
outcome sort of shows, how we executed. But at the same time, I felt like we continued to communicate well between the players and coaches. We continue to work together to adapt throughout the game. And the big thing is we never gave up. And I know a lot of people look and it's like, well, you lost, but there's a team that
Didn't look
gives
like you
up at some
started.
point. There's a team that doesn't give up at some point, and you can build on a team like this. And I think that's the big thing. We didn't come away with the win, but we played until the clock hit zero.
Why aren't they going
we can
quick
build
game
on
to
that.
begin with?
A few more. Dan
Do
Weeder.
it all game long.
Exactly.
Nick, there's not a lot of time here for the cleanup process, and the team that comes in here Thursday night is averaging about 30 a game. How do you sort of instill the urgency in everybody over these next 72 hours?
Well, it goes back to Coach Nagy.
I think the big thing is, we have a schedule tomorrow, and we get back to work, and the little attention to details, and just continue to talk through it, continue to, build this culture, continue to, have these conversations about the plays, and honestly taking ownership. I think the big thing as players is we have to take ownership to get better. And this locker room has that ability, and that is the type of locker room that is here. We have coaches that are ready to roll, that are going to put us in position, and we're going to continue to grow from this. I've been on some special teams where, we had a few hiccups along the way, and it's how you deal with these situations that makes you a special team. So I like the locker room we have here, and I believe in it.
Last one, Joe Lewis.
Is Darnell Mooney tougher than Leno? Answer, Nick.
Joe might have got frozen.
Yeah, he did get frozen because
Well, that's going to be a wrap. Thanks, Nick.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Fuck. I can't take it anymore, Shane. I can't. I'm thinking so much is going on and rattling in my brain as a coach. I can't even conceptualize how 17 and 72 and these players get 50 chances. 50 to fucking suck and just lay down. It's very easy for anybody getting the tape from another team to see where's your path to win right through 72. What do? Hey, if 84 gets in the game and it's sure third and short, they're running with him. This guy on so many levels of the game of football has no clue. He's an arena league fucking coach, totally outclassed, coached, toughed. If that's a word, is that a word? Toughed? They were out toughed. They were out physicaled. They were totally mentally beaten down on their field with guys walking around, not playing to the whistle. I'll say it again. The team is a reflection of the head coach. I've seen this my whole life. We had no fucking talent. People knew that. Those fucking kids played their asses off. They fucking would kill for the coach. They would fucking lay down and fucking crawl to a block and make a tackle. Instead, we got fucking Hakeem laughing. We got walking around Eddie Jackson. Just touch him down. Oh, guess what? He spun out. Got another 8. Every possession, every inch counts. Every fan that lives through COVID and lockdown and wearing the mask are so excited for these games, and you fucking go out there and are pathetic. I wouldn't even do the interview. I'd be reaming my team. You think this is ever going to happen again? You're fucking clueless. Don't even fucking show up tomorrow. Because if you're not ready to watch the tape in front of everybody, Leno, you'll be first here. Skip breakfast and lunch. Get here on time because you fucking sucked. Be ready, 78. I would put it right in front of the whole fucking team. It's unacceptable that you got 52, 94, and this talent on defense. That's wasted because you can't get in 2 tight ends. Guess what, coach? If 72 needs help, put a tight end next to him.
Bring that up, Phil. Talk about the tight ends.
My God.
That's one of the biggest focus of the entire offseason.
Sorry if you're listening and your ears hurt, but I'm so fired up. I'm in a new studio. Shout out to Chris Jackal who built this fucking studio. So I got the noise canceling, but I got to keep it 100, man. You need to focus in on your tight ends. If they're going deep cover 2, what's the beater? Go to Tribs, put the tight end in the slot, put a back tight end, so you got 2. Now you're going to run through the seam, post, dig. What are they going to do? They're going to have to fucking root out of there and someone's getting open. And pay 12. Because he wants to fucking play. I was looking. I knew this game was over when people are walking around and don't give a fuck. I would walk. The tape never lies this week. Might as well let's loaf for loafs. Let's see who fucking cares and call their asses out. Because if your fucking head coach is learning about doing that in year 4, we got a fucking problem. Somebody's got to do something about it. It ain't PFF and these fucking blogs. I'll tell you that. It's you guys, 100 crew. We're going to get Akeem coming up.
But Phil, speak to that real quick. I know you were talking about the tight ends, and that's what I wanted to bring up. That's all we heard about all offseason is, Matt Nagy. Now he's got his quarterback. Now he's got his handpicked quarterback.
Yep.
Now he's got the tight ends that can run his offense. And where are they? Other than a couple of plays here and there in the red zone that we'll see Jimmy Graham, but where is Cole Kmet? Where is he? What is he doing?
They're not running deep seams. They're not fucking getting those safeties out. They're playing back. If they're covering the deep ball, guess what? Slant them to fucking death.
And they have the guys to do it. And with Phil, that's what we talked about. All those years that Lovie Smith was here with our cover 2 defense, it seemed like every game. How do you attack the cover 2? How get the tight end down the seam? This is what we talked about the entire time.
This guy's so dumb, Shane.
When's the last time this year that you saw a pass down the seam to a tight end?
I haven't seen it.
Exactly.
I saw it to Jimmy Graham last week when he tried to force it. Then he hit fucking Miller to win. That's when I saw it. Being truthful. I'm not seeing that deep, skinny post to the fucking tight end. Even if it fucking forces those safeties back, now you're getting those in cuts. You had their best player on defense out of the game. And you're still fucking lost.
George says that Kmet's not playing because he can't run, or I'm assuming that's what he's saying, because Kmet can't run routes.
Well, that's complete horseshit. We don't even know. We can't see what they're doing because they're not using him. How do we know he can't run routes? I saw him at Notre Dame. He could run routes. What the problem is putting a position in place where you're putting formations to take advantage of situations. What does that mean, coach? What that means is if I come out 2 tight ends and 2 receivers and 1 back, then the very next play, I take out the run back and I put 4 receivers in, even though we just got 6 yards. And now the next play, I put 1 tight end, 3 receivers. There's no manipulation of formation. So you're showing them something to threaten them. All they're doing is sitting back and playing cover 2 and waiting for you to make a mistake. You have to take advantage of them by forcing them to play you. You watch on the tape. They're all over the place. Like I said in my rant, like a Greek diner menu. You're serving sushi. You're serving pizza. You don't have any clue. You're just throwing shit on the wall to see if it sticks. And that's not... If you're going to be the head coach, be the fucking head coach. Give up the play call. Because you suck. You're awful.
Phil, we saw 3rd and 9 today, and we saw 3 wide receivers running 3-yard curl routes.
I know. I don't get it.
I don't.
No one could run a route.
But before, 2 weeks ago and the first half last week, those were being run because that was the only thing that Mitch could handle. That's what everybody was saying. But then we're seeing it. We're seeing it today.
The curtain's being pulled up now. We said this. Me and Shane talk privately. We're going to find out there's going to be no more national excuse for this fucking bald-headed, what does he wear? Visor-wearing coach. He's on Front Street. I've been calling him out for years now. Even when they went and won the NFC North on an old network. There's audio of this. Those of you that are avid Tape Never Lies fans and listeners of me, you know too. I'm the fucking one who said Jimmy Graham is going to be a fucking weapon. I'm the guy. Nobody said it. I'm the guy who said this coach doesn't fucking understand personnel and situational football. What showed its head today with his pick, as Shane said, at quarterback? Situational football, use of personnel, and a complete, utter fucking failure to motivate football players that are in the NFL. They're laughing at you. The defense is giving up because your offensive genius, Kyle Long's taking shots at you. Your offensive genius is is taking a bubble test. When we're trying to fucking do it one equation at a time, he's fucking answering in a pattern. That's his way. There's no answer like that. You have to find your identity. Holy shit. They're fine now. They're gonna finally figure it out that David Montgomery's their answer. I don't give a shit if you got 2 yards. I don't give a shit. At some point, you're going to break through that. But you can't throw 18 different sets of personnel and think you're the fucking smartest person in the world. That's going to backfire on you. You got to go out one personnel. Let them get their fucking rhythm. Fire out. If you're handicapped by your left tackle, get him the fuck out of the game. It's that fucking simple. Accountability should not just fall at the quarterback in number 10. It shouldn't. And that's what we've seen here, guys. Let's keep it 100. That's what we've seen. It's always about the quarterback. But today, we saw the coach. Flat. That question, who was it? One of the reporters right off the rip to Nagy. Come out. Why did they come out flat? That's on you, coach.
That was like essentially the same exact tweet that I sent out. I said in about 25 minutes. Actually, I can read it to you verbatim.
Go ahead, please.
Right here. And that's maybe Potash. I think it was Potash that asked the question. But
at the end of the day, football is about two things: blocking and tackling. You want to play this game, you got to have a mentality that every Sunday for 60 minutes, you're going to play to the fucking whistle. And if the coach can't get that out of you, then you have the wrong coach. If you can't fire yourself up for all these millions of fucking fans, then I don't know what to tell you, because it's happening on the fucking tape every week. Every week. Go ahead, Shane.
No, the tweet that I sent out, and it was 7:11 p.m., and this was in quotes. Coach, why did your offense with your guy at quarterback come out so flat today? The offense looked as stagnant as ever. Can you speak on that? And now this is in Matt Nagy's voice. Yeah, we weren't happy with that, but we got to review the tape. And then I put Matt Nagy in about 25 minutes. That's essentially exactly what we heard. But Phil, I think one thing that's good, because I saw today was the big debate on Twitter where it almost seemed like everybody wasn't Bears fans. It defaulted to Mitch versus Nick more times than not. And to me, I mean, I found it nauseating. And I know Nick Foles didn't have a good game. I'm not so down on Nick Foles today. I wanted to see the head coach stand up and be the guy and have him show the ability to say, see, that's what I needed. I needed my guy at quarterback to run my offense. I got my tight ends. I got my quarterback. This is what you've been waiting for, Chicago. And he made it, like I said, instead, we regressed. So there's... Absolutely. When we do our bear up, bear down on, we should talk about that too, Phil, because we're going to be keeping it 100 on for Shy City Sports on Tuesday night this week because of the primetime game on Thursday. But I don't know how you go anywhere else. Yes, there were some players that failed today, but enemy number one today is your head coach, your leader.
Without a doubt.
100%.
I mean, I think I've had the longest rant today. My voice is so hoarse from this. I'm serious. All these fans, I love you. Over 1,000 some odd fans listening in. We're live here after every Bears game, Bears Hour Live. This show is going to be moving to Patreon. You become a Patreon by signing up. We're going to give you all the updates as we move forward, the website, the whole thing. You'll be joining us live, same show, same graphics, same involvement, everything, after every Bears game. Then you're also going to get the full Tape Never Lies and the extra. You've been getting the extra Tape Never Lies. It was all Akeem this week. On Saturdays, you'll get that. You're going to get special shows, pop-up shows. You are going to get X's and O's. Live, me, my father breaking down the offensive and defensive lines, defensive backs, whatever it's going to be, live, big plays, big changes, and so much more. Zoom calls, interacting, having one-on-one conversations with me and Shane and other people in the crew. And then, just like Shane said, getting the business stuff out. This Tuesday, we keep it 100 with Shy City Sports. Instead of Wednesday nights, always, we're keeping it 100. But Tuesday this week, because we have a Thursday game, and we'll be live again here on Bears Hour Live after that game. And every show, every Bears Hour Live, we're bringing you the fan on the show. If you want to join in, you need to be following the Tape Never Lies Network, either on Facebook or the Twitter or YouTube or
every social media
Shane,
outlet.
DM Shane or Claudio the barber who's producing. He's putting your comments up there. If you want to come on tonight,
I have one out to a guy on Twitter right now. I'm just waiting to hear back from him. But yeah,
so
talk
you got
about
one on Twitter. One of you in the chat, Claudio, pick out one of these guys that want to come on. You got to bring fire on this show with me. If you really believe you want to come on here and seriously bring your truth, come on the show. Claudio will get you up and we'll send you an invite. All you got to do, I'm going to say it now for everyone. I'm going to DM. He's going to text you or DM you a link. You go into that link. You'll be in the green room. Type your name. Yes, Claudio.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So yeah, Nathan right here.
Yeah.
And we're gonna.
All right.
I'm
Send
gonna
Nathan.
say Nathan because he's been asking. He said he's pumped. He said he's ready to go.
Hope he's gonna bring it.
Let's see, and tell him he's got to dance too, right? We gotta tell him he's got to dance.
Does he? Yeah, Nathan, if you're on Twitter.
If you're on Twitter or
send me a DM on at TTNL on Twitter.
Yeah, we just need your private email or cell phone or DM, whatever you are on. So, or go follow the Tape Never Lies Facebook page. We also have a the Tape Never Lies Keeping It 100 fan page. Look at that, starting that up. But anyway, people that want to come on and join us, we'll bring two of you guys on. Bring your passion. We're gonna let you rant for a few minutes. If you suck, we gotta pull the plug like the old Apollo and get the hook. But anyway, we're here. Everybody and their brothers knows the issues that are lying with this football team, I believe. Some people are going to have their own theories. Other people are going to have their theories. I keep it 100. I've laid it all out there for you. We can go through it. Huge, huge issues in regards to the difference between winning and losing, catching and dropping the football. If Khalil Mack makes that interception, I love him. He's got to catch that ball. In a game where this offense, this team, Nagy is struggling with his identity, you need to shorten the football field and build confidence through making a play. Players, the receivers, awful today. Miller, awful today. I don't know how you can justify this continuously up and down. For every good play, there's 3 bad. You can't have that continuously, belaboring your offense. Charles Leno. Awful. I mean, it is what it is. The reality of the tight ends and the use of personnel. Awful. Situational football. Awful. Not using David Montgomery on 3rd and 1, to me, is the biggest, most negligent football coaching decision I've ever seen this early in a season. It's simple. If the Bears had 3rd and 1 and Walter Payton's in your backfield, are you then trotting out Willie Gault or your tight end to run it or the fridge, whatever the fuck gimmick you have? It's embarrassingly bad. You would think after last year's opening night versus Green Bay, when you had this similar situation and you brought out Cordarrelle Patterson, and guess what? You predictably ran and got stuffed. Well, you did it again. You don't think they know? Are you fucking stupid?
How is that not one of the very first questions asked?
I don't know.
I don't either. And
how is David Montgomery not in the game, Coach, on 3rd and 1? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's not even coaching malpractice. It's reporter malpractice, and that's what we're not getting here as rabid Chicago Bears fans. We've had guests on our show, Phil, essentially say that they're scared to ask the tough questions because they're worried about the blowback that they're going to get from the organization. And to me, that says a whole lot.
Yeah. Well, if your organization's intimidating the media from telling the truthful story, then you are a socialist organization, basically. You've basically said politics are big in our life. So we're going to fucking hold off on you and handling the reality of truth because we don't want that story to get us overwhelmed or fired. So that's shameful. You have a job to do, and that's report the truth about a professional football team. Let's go to Akeem Hicks is joining us now.
All right, media, we got Akeem Hicks with us, and we'll get started. Dan Wiederer, go ahead.
Akeem, how tough is this one to, obviously you see the winning streak end, but to have such a performance that didn't have any big plays really anywhere on any sides of the ball?
Well, give me that last part of the question again, please.
You missed me on that one?
Yeah.
I said, how tough is this one coming in on a 3-game winning streak and then to have this one go on a day where there weren't many big plays made in any phase of this game?
I disagree with the first part, or the second part, should I say. I think there were some big plays made. There were some clutch situations where guys came up and performed. It just happened to not be enough in this scenario for us to get that dub. But I feel like there was hard play on both sides, you know what I mean, of the ball, offensively and defensively. Shoot special teams as well. I feel like we want more, but unfortunately the cards didn't fall in our way today.
Pat Finley.
Hi, Akeem. What opportunity do you have on Thursday on national TV with Tom Brady to make a statement about what your defense is?
To sack Tom Brady, first of all. But after that, we want to play good football. That's one of our goals every week is to put stuff on tape that we can be proud of. And I think today, we played some good defense. I mean, we held them to 4 field goals, right? But unfortunately, it wasn't enough for our team to overcome it. I think that there are some plays on defense that we definitely want back. But I believe in our guys. I believe we have the capability to to have a good season. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, some of the circumstances today we couldn't overcome.
JJ.
Akeem, you guys have done a pretty good job this year in situations where you've needed to make a play to come up with that, whether it's holding them to 4 field goals or holding them on 3rd down. Just what has gone into that and what worked with that again today?
As far as holding them on their 3rd downs?
Yeah, just coming up with those plays when you need to get a stop.
Yeah, I think that's part of how we're built. We understand that there are going to be plays that we give up during the course of a game, but there's a desire, right? There's a ambition to be productive, to make those plays that our team needs. So I think that when it comes to those situations, we're going to win our fair share, right, as a defense, and we got to shore up those other occasions when they're able to complete and get that 1st down. But make no mistake, the game of football, there's a reason why, that everybody, gives up a couple points. They're going to get a couple of 1st downs. And your job is to make sure that once you get into that red zone, you're fighting and you're not giving up. And you're not saying, okay, they marched down 40, 50 yards. Let's just give them a touchdown and get off the field. Our mindset is to punish our opponent until the very last second. So that's what we do.
Joe Lewis.
Yeah, King, when it came to today dominating the line of scrimmage, you all went against a really tough offensive line in the Colts. How do you feel you all did today in trying to dominate the line?
Much respect to their offensive line, much respect to their team. They came out victorious today, but we fear no man. We play football. And so when it comes to, us meeting a challenge, we're going to rise to that occasion. And I think that we did our best to do so today.
Thanks for your time, Akeem.
No problem.
It's tough, man. I can't. You never know a situation. I saw Akeem, laughing today, and you never know what's going on in those conversations. So I don't want to extend that, theory, or go into anything of that nature in regards to Akeem and fans questioning. I put up his play last week. I don't think you question. I know you're getting dark over there, Shane. It's like you're in question.
No, I'm
there
on a different. I'm trying
there
to. I'm trying to set everything up with
went all
everybody
frosted
else.
flakes on me.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the only laugh I can have. But let me say this real quick before we get to our next thing. I'll introduce it the way we do. You got to have hype. Hopefully Nathan Butler brings some hype. I know he's in the waiting, the bullpen. But the reality is, in life, in football, you have to be able to, A, be able to be aggressive and take chances, but B, you always have to play full speed. I didn't see that today, and I didn't see any fire and passion that
from the
you
start of the
normally
game.
see.
I mean, remember
Exactly.
the first play. I mean,
from the first play to the very last play. It was like
crazy,
ridiculously bad. And then I got to say this other thing. There's no way in life that I've ever seen football and a quarterback takes a shot to the knees and have an official pick up the flag. I just never, ever have seen that reality occur. I just haven't. And that's a problem. So if I'm ranking problems here, the coach is number 1, the GM's number 2, and the left tackle's 3, and then you got the refs. They come into play. They always come into play. But that being said, Claudio.
Yeah, so
we're going to get a guy,
let's
right?
bring on...
Hold on.
Oh, that's right.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Phil and Shane bringing on a fan to talk Bears and what just happened in the Bears game each and every week. You have to have hype.
Phil's always telling me to hype.
You can't be flat. So be ready, be prepared, and bring your passion.
I had hype coming out of my ass.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Hashtag Spencer Strong.
Those are big time fucking throws.
Yes, Bears Hour Live. You got to have hype, Claudio.
Yeah, you got to have hype. So let's see. This guy looks like he's smiling. He's ready to go.
There he is.
There he is. What's
Nate
up, Nathan?
Butler. Where are you from, Nate?
Well, I'm from Joliet, but I live in Colorado right now. So, came out here.
Joliet, Illinois.
Yeah.
Now you're living in Colorado. Give me...
Middle of nowhere. Nothing better to do but to watch the Bears.
You don't know Steven Zimmerman, do you?
I don't think so. You never know.
Perfect.
Maybe I do.
Well, you're probably lucky that you don't at this point. So give us your thoughts on this game, bro.
I hold Nagy squarely responsible for all of the problems today. All of them. We had that said, Foles didn't play any better than he did last week, I don't think. I think he just didn't get some of the things to go his way like he did last week at the end. The running game's got to get going, and we can't force things that aren't there. I don't know what else to say about that one.
I feel like we're in a tilt-a-whirl with Nathan here. You
Sorry,
getting that vibe, Phil?
I had to stand up because I'm just so mad.
You're fired up.
Filled with righteous fury.
There you go.
Nagy.
Yeah, I think the running game, obviously, I just think there's 2 ingredients that are missing with it. Obviously, the offensive line, but it's the coach that has to understand how to use his personnel and how to stay with the running game. He just doesn't do it, and then all of a sudden, you're gone. And now you're throwing how many times? 40-something times today?
I mean, you can't set up the play action if you're not running the ball.
Yeah,
it doesn't work.
Exactly. It's unfortunate for us that we're in this situation. And when I say we, I always keep it 100. I say we because you guys should never be overlooked as fans for your passion, the investment that you put into this team. There's some people that can get past this stuff. Like they can, I can watch whatever tonight. What is it? the fucking Walking Dead will get people through. You know, they can watch. For me, it's staying with me throughout the whole week and every day.
Oh, yeah.
And it just continues. And you, those, if that speaks to you, the fan, then you have every right to be pissed off. Trust me. My uncle has coached in the NFL as the head coach. He always said the fans are the only reason why there is this. So we owe it to go out there and play for 60 minutes. Give your best. If anybody saw that today, I don't know. I didn't see it, man. Just like Claudio said, from the blowing of the first whistle all the way down to the very end of the game, this Chicago Bears team, Shane, needs to take a look in the mirror.
Well, Phil, that's what we talked about many, many times. We didn't know, you're coming off a big comeback, the first 3 weeks. Maybe you thought if this was a Mitchell Trubisky issue, that some of these guys would be inspired on offense and ready to go and fired up. But it was the same old, and there's just no reason for these guys to come out flat. And I mean, either, like you said, it's coming down to an issue that Nagy just thinks he's above everything and everything's just going to fall in place automatically, or a lot of these guys just aren't as good as we thought. And to me, I don't think it's that. And I'm so disappointed in the Chicago Bears head coach today because he's got... The one good thing about this, Phil, is you and I talked this past week about it, and Nathan, you can chime in on this too if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
Is there's no more... Nagy's holding on to his rope, but there's nowhere else for him to go now. All the spotlights are on him. They're on Matt Nagy. And these guys have a short...
Nagy hat is gone.
Yeah, you heard Dan Wiederer say it's going to be hard to clean up this stink by Thursday night. And that says a lot. It really, really does. And I think these guys need to make some changes, Phil. Riley Ridley's got to get in there. Javon Wims can...
Riley Ridley has to get in the game.
I agree. You have to give him there.
It's ridiculous at this point.
Miller hasn't done much of anything. We've had the same problems for the last, 2 years now? It's always drops. Last year, 90% of the year, we're leading the league in drops. Everybody blames Mitch, but you can't win like that. If you go run for 1 yard, run for a yard, pass on 3rd and 8, drop. How are you supposed to win? What's he supposed to do? They can't do anything.
Well,
that's on Nagy.
You gotta catch the difference between winning. You gotta catch the football. I agree with. So, how did you find us? How did you come upon us? And are you a big Bears Hour Live and Tape Never Lies network fan?
I've been watching for a while. And I've talked to you a few times in the Ride or Die Trubisky group.
There you go.
Not that we agree with each other all the time. We're not always right on the line, but we're there.
Perfect. Well, Nathan, I gotta ask you one question. Now that you're standing up, you're halfway there.
He's moving around.
You're halfway there. You're either hopped up on Red Bull or something a little bit stronger. I still haven't figured that out yet. But are you ready to dance? Even though we lost?
Take a lot of pain pills. Well, here I'll do you one better.
You're not gonna strip, right? We don't need that.
I'm not gonna strip.
Let's see what he's got here. Our first ever.
Oh, there he is. He's selling out. He's selling out the kid.
Look at this kid. It's like that. What was that movie? That's more like it. The butt. Do it in the butt. There you go, brother. I thank you for joining us.
The baby's a little more hyped about this game than me because she doesn't understand it yet.
Well, thank you for joining us, Nate. Appreciate you jumping on with us, bringing some passion. People are a little disappointed.
Tape never lies.
There you go.
Tape never lies. And Nagy's the problem.
There you go. I like this dude. Nate Butler from Colorado. Good dude. Brought some fire. We got another guy ready.
He's ready to go.
He's ready in the go. He's ready.
The blue and orange plaid.
There he is.
What's up, guys?
There you go.
What's your name and where are you from?
Hey, what's up? I'm Ivan Vargas. I'm from Chicago. And to be honest, man, it's it's all on Nagy, but this guy's getting given every fucking opportunity, every chance, every coach, everything. When are you going to step up? You're masking your bullshit. You're masking your failures. You're masking your inability to fucking understand what your players can and cannot do. I honestly think that if you fucking left Mitch in there, Mitch could have ran for some yards. Mitch could have negated that speed with his speed. But you went ahead and jumped the gun, I thought, last week. Even if the Bears would have lost last week, it's still on the fucking head coach because you didn't have your team prepared. Like you guys said, they weren't inspired. There was no jump from the snap. There was no jump. No jump in the defense, no jump in the offense. And Chuck Pagano deserves a lot more credit for this loss than a lot of people that I've been hearing. It's all been Nagy. Where's the defense been? The broadcast was talking about this good Bears defense, this great Bears defense that I haven't fucking seen in 2 years. Where's this great Bears defense? It's not there. It's non-existent. Like you said, the team reflects the coach, and right now the coach is just he's giving us the run-of-the-mill bullshit. Every time I see him talk, it's like, oh, okay, Nagy, that's exactly what I would say if I were in trouble. Okay, that's exactly what I would say if I screwed up. Okay, I understand that you're trying to protect yourself. Self-preservation is, it's number one. But you can't hide your bullshit for that long, man. You can't hide the lack of a running game. You can't hide the lack of your players being in they're out of position so many times. And you got those spindles at the tackles. And it's so frustrating because we were running the ball, and I liked how we were running the ball and attacking the middle of that defense, trying to wear them down. But that edge, you could never get to the edge because the tackles were 4 or 5 yards deep at the snap. They were getting blown back every single time. You can't run off tackle. You can't get David Montgomery in space. And it's when is this offense going to open up? We keep hearing about it opening up. You got your guy. You got your coaches. You got everything laid out for you. When are you going to show up? When are you going to show up? You talk about finding an identity. Right now, this team's identity is coming back on shitty-ass teams late in the game.
Look at this guy. Ivan coming in with a rant. He's coming in with some fire, Shane.
Absolutely. Hey, I love it. I love to hear it. And, he's right. I'm not going to be down. I know. I think 2018 spoiled us with this defense. To me, it always goes back to how, and I've said it time and time again, and Phil can attest, Eddie Goldman is the most important key to this defense. 19 points against the Colts that they gave up to the Colts. I'm not gonna kill these guys for that, because at some point the offense has to fucking bail you out, has to give you some fucking breathing room. You're talking about these pass rushers on the outside. Yes, I understand people love stats, and I still see it on Twitter. People are like, Khalil Mack and Robert Quinn are overpaid, but you have to fucking go out there and be able to rely on your offense to give you some points so you can pin your fucking ears back and get after the quarterback. That's the part that drives me so fucking crazy. But the huge issue here, to repeat again, like everybody here is saying, is the head coach. There's no more rope for Matt Nagy. You better change shit real fast for Thursday night, because you know what? Phillip Rivers is a guy that's a borderline Hall of Famer. Take that as you will. But the motherfucker is an accurate quarterback. You got another dude. You got the legend coming in now. And you don't think that they're going to be fucking prepared? And this is somebody brought up in the chat room too. And while you do have to hold Matt Nagy accountable, Phil, you do have to put some of this on Nick Foles, because he's the fucking leader out there on offense. He's the guy. No, you guys are flat. Let's go. We got it. We're going to do this. Go up. You said that Nick Foles has the ability to make all the checks, to make the kills, do all of that. Get up there and go fucking up tempo. Get these guys going. Phil, you talked about it. How many times today? How come they're not going up tempo? You don't have to worry about you're at home first off. They should have been doing it all 4 quarters.
Exactly.
Guys, why weren't they attack? I know the Colts are the number 1 defense in the league, and they showed it today. I believe it. It's the truth. But why the fuck weren't you attacking downfield? They weren't going downfield enough, I felt. And you were it felt like Nick Foles was keying in on Mooney, which I would like, but he wasn't producing. Why was Allen Robinson only a target late in the game?
Well, it's hard to tell in regards to who's being targeted and what.
Right.
In that, when you can't run the football, the best thing about a defense happens to be an offense. And if you're not being able to protect your quarterback, run the football, and do things off of it, and you're always, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 1 first down, then you're out. There's no tempo. There's no rhyme or reason for what the plays you're calling. Now you're putting your great D out there with a team that's better coached offensively, that their quarterback is fucking delivering dimes and is consistently evading the rush. Even on 3-step game, Mac is hitting him. I don't know how many tape never lies do I got to show. It's ridiculous. That Bears defense is plenty good. What the problem is, you need to have your offense do something. They didn't. Just something. Anything. Exactly.
I felt
you have
like
to do that. You have to.
I don't like to play this fan. I felt like shit was gonna catch fire when Mac dropped that. I'm like, oh, here we go. You got your fucking guy. He's gonna get a pick.
Huge.
Yeah, and it's demoralizing. But then they did it again. I saw that one play to Mooney down the left sideline. It took me back to 2018 or to 2019 game 1 where the offense was struggling. And then finally you saw Mitch hit on a very similar pass to Allen Robinson down that left sideline on a little jump ball. And I'm like, all right, there's the one play. I think I texted Cars and said, it's going to take one big play. These guys will finally fucking get it together. And you were waiting for that all day long. And it just
never came.
That's the play caller. He doesn't understand. Agree. Big play, 2 tight ends, run the fucking inside zone. I don't give a shit if it's going to be. You have to get that tight end to help 72.
Right.
It's just got to happen. Otherwise, especially if you're playing that kind of defense that are going to just stay in cover 2, they're going to fire out, they're going to play aggressive inside like they were, you have to fucking punch back. Why didn't you? Well, your trick play, you're running, rotating. This guy runs for 5 yards, breaks 3 tackles that are in the fucking backfield, and you take him out. How is he going to get a rhythm? How are you going to get? How's your team? How's Foles? It's the coach. You can't be overwhelmed as the head coach and then have the responsibility to be the play caller. That's like a guy that's the fucking waiter and the chef. He can't do it if the house is full. He can't. And that's what we have here. We have a fucking shoe salesman. I've been saying this for years. As a coach.
Carpetbagger.
Yeah. And what happens? He was a shitty play caller with Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
So now...
Well, he barely called plays.
Exactly. And then he's calling play... Listen, this guy ran 7 plays in a game and broke a 100-year record with this franchise. I thought... After last week, he's going to take a step. He's going to understand 32. Now that 29 was injured, that's your avenue. Nope, the biggest play. You got fucking Cordarrelle Patterson in there, who doesn't. Cordarrelle doesn't understand running inside zones. His gimmick is a toss play. Get him out, plant his foot, get it going. If they ran a toss there, I'm okay. I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to help your tackles. Maybe you find a you're running fucking straight. It's a fucking shit show.
Phil, if I can, Cordero, like you said, one cut, go. Why in the hell, when you know they're gonna stack the box, are you going to go ahead and trust a guy who's a one-cut go, but he doesn't have the running back mentality to get the yards? Right. He wants to bounce. He wants to bounce every time. Why in the hell would you get a guy that wants to bounce when you need to go ahead forward and get the yards? It doesn't make sense.
Let me say this. Your daughter or your son, they just got their license. Do you give them the fucking brand new Mercedes or the fucking Civic, the Honda Civic? That's the... Put the
bike. Give him a bike.
Exactly. This coach is fucking putting the Mercedes out there in the biggest moment. We need the fucking Ford Bronco. We don't need the fucking Mercedes. We need that on fucking 2nd down and 11. Let's run how about the fucking... The fucking reverse play.
How many times are we gonna see that? How many times?
Oh
Like you needed
moment.
I felt like you needed to attack downfield in that moment, and
Exactly.
you went flat to the line. Why this team has speed? They have speed all over. They were running everybody on the field, and you want to run vertical.
Do you remember the NFC Championship game when they ran the same fucking play to Devin Hester?
Oh my God.
Same thing.
These guys, they don't get it. He doesn't get it. It's unfortunate. You get it, Ivan. You brought fire tonight with us.
Thank you.
Gotta ask.
You're bringing the passion.
Ivan, are you gonna dance? Are you gonna be the first guy on BHL?
I can't do it, man. I'm too pissed off.
Give me the rock.
Why should I dance? Because I know every time you fucking open up Club Dub, they dance, and then it's just like a mockery to me. So like, no, I'm not gonna dance on this shit. I'll dance when we fucking win the Super Bowl. I'll dance when you show me something to dance about. This shit was terrible. It wasn't even close. It was a close game, but it wasn't fucking close.
Oh no.
Yes, that's
totally. At one point when the Bears were down, one score, it felt like they were down 30-0. That's what it felt like.
Let me ask you this: how did you find Bears Hour Live and the Tape Never Lies Network?
Well, I'll tell you this, Phil. I saw you. It was you were just doing Tape Never Lies. It was the Broncos game last year, and I was just so pissed at Charles Leno Jr. And that tape alone, I was just like, yes. He was getting blown up by a fucking safety. You're pointing it out. He was getting blown out. I was just like, thank God. I'm not seeing something. I'm not seeing bullshit out. Live. For the national broadcast. It's the truth, and that was the first time that I just kept following you, hearing about you guys, and first time I was just like, hey, well, I might as well fucking do it.
Yeah, well, you brought it. I hope you carry on with us as we do bigger and more things.
No doubt.
You brought it, bro, today. I got to give you
love the fire, man.
I love the fire. That's what if you have the fire like Ivan, because no offense to our first caller and a few others, today, granted, you have the stage because you are fired up with the loss. You hit it out of the park. Thank you so much for coming on and bringing it with us. Not being rehearsed, not acting, just bringing the passion. That's what I love to see. That's what Shane loves to see. And I'm sure all of the 100 crew love to see. And you did not walrus us today, I'll tell you that, and I appreciate that.
Hey, never that, guys. Thanks for having me on. I love it. I'll keep watching the show, no doubt.
Thanks, Ivan. Appreciate it, man.
Love you, man. If you didn't get fired up with Ivan, he totally brought the
motherfucker's
energy.
gonna have a podcast in 2 weeks. You just wait.
Claudio's getting on the horn with him right now. We're gonna put Ivan and get him his own fucking show on our network moving forward. We'll bring Ivan on with him.
Cut it out with Ivan's got a nice fucking ring to it, right, Phil? It's all about if you're not improving, right? You're getting worse. We can improve on Claudio.
Everybody has an opportunity. Players step up in the biggest moments. Ivan brought it. If you feel like you have that, every Sunday we are bringing you on. And on Wednesday, we're going to bring some of you, Tuesday this week. Tuesday.
Did you see Ivan celebrating in the green room like he just won the Super Bowl?
Ivan was probably talking to his wife or girlfriend. He deserves that moment.
Absolutely,
on a
man.
shitty day where you waited all day. They changed the game time, and we waited for this game and home game. And you know what? Fuck the orange jerseys. Can I get that?
Yeah, I'm not a...
Get rid of the orange. One time we wear it. That's fine. 1940, the blue with just the orange letter. That should be your fucking throwback. Whatever gimmick the NFL has, your color rush and all that bullshit. Get the 1940s jersey out. It's the most sharp-looking throwback jersey there is. Or the one they brought out for year 100 last year with the white. I really like that jersey with the stripes. But the orange, it came exactly, Ray bringing it. Even though I'm a bigger Biggie fan than I am Pac, you're bringing it. It is a curse. I see it, and I just don't. We win with the 1940s jersey every time, I think. I wonder what the record is. I'm just throwing a stat out there. But we do play better. I just like.
We've had some big games in the orange jerseys. It's the
Nathan Vasher.
Yeah,
remember that game?
Oh yeah, that was the what,
spin.
108-yard return.
Yeah.
That was the win game.
We have passion on this network. We have an identity. There's no questioning where we bring this truth. I love guys that live the life like we do. That's why we bring these guys on the show with us. I want to find people like Ivan. I want to find people like, my man, Mitchell. Remember Mitchell? He just didn't dance, but Mitchell brought some power. I want those.
He was crying in the chat room. He's like, well, you guys gave me grief when I had my kids dancing.
Exactly.
And Claudio, I know Claudio's where I see Claudio crying. I'm kidding. We're going to keep you.
Claude, you're
Can't
staying
trade
with us,
Claudio.
Claude.
It's all good, man. That kid was awesome, man. I'm gotta do better, man. My next guy next week's gonna have to bring it. So I'm not.
Hey,
I'm
if
not
you
gonna
look
just
up
pick the
behind your
first
head,
dude.
there's a box up there. I sent you a present. There's a present up there behind your head in that box, in that window. Pull
Is
it
it a
out.
walrus?
You'll be so
Was it a
surprised.
walrus stuffed animal or something?
It's a walrus beanie baby. It's a
Just
beanie
had it
baby.
sent.
Yes, Mr. Galloway.
Oh, man.
Mitchell
We gotta laugh,
Galloway.
man, because after that game, that was just depressing.
Yeah,
that game,
it is
you know?
a somber game, but it's, you know what? You got a quick turnaround. We got the fans that are just keeping it 100. We got the tape never lies will come out. Obviously, our keeping it 100 is going to come out before the tape never lies. So Tuesday this week, set your schedule right here on this YouTube channel, the Shy City Sports Facebook page. We are sponsored by Shy City. Every Keeping It 100. Those guys, Steven and Zach, great dudes over there. They're going to be joining us. It's going to be a tough talk as we prepare for the GOAT and look back at this. And then, of course, the tape never lies will probably come out Wednesday. And I'm sure it's going to be a tough look at the Walrus this week.
The loaf special,
The
mate.
loaf special.
There was a lot. There was a lot
There's
of
a
it.
lot of loafs, and you don't want to put that on tape. You really don't want to put that on tape because you know I have a duty and a responsibility to the fan to keep it 100 and showcase what is going on and why it's happening. And you saw it on both sides of the football today. And, you know, again, unfortunately, I think we didn't even get to talk about this. On the Nick Foles, that should have been a roughing call. It was completely wrong. It was terribly picked up. Cordarrelle Patterson has to catch that ball. He put one hand out. Put
you gotta
two.
dive for that. You gotta dive
Just
for that.
turn and
Dive
fucking
for
lay
it.
down and catch the ball. This game
You know what?
needed
Mooney
somebody.
would have dove for that. I got no doubt in my mind. Mooney dives for that ball. I'm telling you.
Claudio
I'm
Bacon,
loving Mooney.
Miss
I
Chloe.
bought myself a Mooney hat. You're gonna see. I got a Mooney hat coming.
Is it going to be here for
I hope
Tuesday
so.
night?
I ordered it Tuesday, maybe not. I ordered it Thursday or Friday. So
probably
Has he got his own swag line?
Yeah, it's got. A
I
nice
saw
little
you
logo.
on Twitter trying to pump him up.
I
getting
was.
some
I was
free
like,
swag.
dude, come on the show.
You
You know?
gotta get Mooney on the show.
I'm trying.
Mooney made I looked at Mooney's catch down the sideline. I thought it was Allen Robinson going up for that football.
Yeah.
But
He
the
looks-
young kid.
It's the craziest thing to me. Mooney, that was one of the negatives on him was his slight frame. To me, he looks so much. He looks bigger in a Bears uniform than he did at Tulane.
He plays big, though.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He plays
He does.
physical. He plays big. Like that. Like somebody in the chat last, Keep It 100 said about Marvin Harrison. You know, he has that type of ability.
I think that was our boy Josh E. who made that comp.
Josh E. It was Josh E. Yeah.
Josh E. actually sent me
So, I
some
mean, we got
great
the-
things here.
You know,
He actually sent me a gift this week, but I'll reveal that on Keeping It 100. I'm in the Draft Dr. Phil studios. Let me isolate up on me. New setup here. You see the bobbleheads behind me. There we go. Khalil Mack, the Bears. We got the soundproof.
Whose
My boy.
idea was that Khalil Mack poster? That's pretty dope.
Yeah, that was all Shane actually found that for me on Amazon, and when I opened it up, Shane, I was like, holy shit, this is a beautiful looking.
Steph was like, holy shit, when she saw the price of it. But it's all good, Steph. It's all good.
It wasn't that expensive.
I know.
But yes, listen, this game was a tough one. The fans get it. Who's a byproduct of the loafing? I saw my boy Toby Hill. Toby said it. The BU philosophy is a byproduct of that.
Yeah,
Coaching issues, you heard it here. That's why Scott Grafer and Nathan B. and Brian Lesser and Dom Cagney and Chicago Parker, that's why you guys are here. Because you know that this game was about preparedness and attitude. You can always learn from these experiences and learn as a coach and how to handle this differently. You can. Shane, what's your confidence level, though, in Coach Nagy learning from this and having his team prepared for Thursday?
Minimal at best, Phil. I mean, I'm not gonna lie at it. I don't have a lot of confidence in this team now because it seems like the Bears, you can always count on them to play down to their competition. And people can, like, I saw Greg Gabriel sent out a tweet saying that this Colts defense is the best that he's seen in years. I didn't see anything crazy out there. I didn't think that they were smothering. I mean, when I watch a dominant defense, it's almost like it's hard to breathe just watching it. You're like, man, it's like there's 24 players out there. You know what I mean? They're a good, solid defense. Do I think that they're elite level? And no, I just don't think that the Bears were prepared today. And when you're talking about being unprepared, we all know who it goes back to. It goes back to the head coach. So I don't have a lot of confidence. I mean, are they gonna just rush forward against Tom Brady and let him, get the ball out quick like Phillip Rivers did today? Because let's be honest, Colts don't have Mike Evans, and Mike Evans was playing dinged up today, and he had a crazy game. O.J. Howard tore his Achilles, so that he's not going to be in the game. But still, it's gonna be a big game. You cannot lose 2 straight games at home, starting off the season 3-0, when you have your guy at quarterback who is supposed to be the steadying, calming force to this offense and letting you make the plays that you want to make. So just don't have a lot of confidence there, Phil.
I hear you, and it's been a problem. Let's be honest. It's been a problem with this coach, and you heard him in the interview. He's afraid to hold people accountable, to hold players that are getting paid millions of dollars accountable, to hold even himself accountable. When asked about him, he's saying, well, that's a good coach football team. That's a good team. No shit. It's any given Sunday philosophy. I say that all the time. I always laugh at the La Canforas and all these fucking shows and power rankings and PFF grades, because at the end of the day, like I tell my New York Giant friends and Jet fans and New England fans, all these fans in the East Coast where I'm at, I'm like, any given Sunday, it doesn't matter. This league is filled with talent. It's about finding the mismatches and coaching your ass off. This guy is a play caller, and he's not even a good one, and he's not a good leader of men. And when people say, well, he didn't lose the locker room, they were 8-8. Even our buddy Cars has been touting that horn. I see situational football. It's like an elevator without a fucking power. It doesn't move. You got to have fucking power to go up. This guy keeps going down. And unfortunately, the only time you want to go down is when you have a hot chick. Not right now. And I say that in true spirit of a locker room. Asking each and every one of these players, who are you? One loss we're not done. There's plenty of football left.
They can come out and be prepared Thursday night and put one on Tampa Bay, and you're right back in the driver's seat.
Exactly.
I don't know, Phil. Is your confidence level there?
Do you see the fucking? Not to use them, but they're only example. The Green Bay Packers.
No,
are they going to go out there and have a letdown on offense?
No.
No. They're going to play the Falcons. The Falcons are going to be fired up. Their backs against the wall. Are you going to see the Aaron Rodgers-led Packers go out there and lay an egg? Probably not. I had huge high hopes that Nick Foles, Coach Nagy's guy, was going to go out here and they were going to attack those cover 2 beaters and just get out of there and put 3 tights and start moving people like I had seen for 2 weeks. We've seen it on the tape. That interior of the offensive line was moving people. So once you got stopped, you gave up. You lose identity. You lose the personnel. You don't know where 32 is. Look at 32 catching that ball from Nick Foles, right? He turns up the field.
He would have had that
gun to my head. Fucking Tariq Cohen runs out of bounds right there.
He would have had the 4th down ball, Phil. If it wasn't DPI, he would have.
Claudio
he had the read on it.
Made a great point. Here's your coach in a nutshell. Giving all credit to Claudio. He read my mind.
I already know where you're going.
3rd and 2. Cordarrelle Patterson. 4th and 1. Let's throw the deep ball to our running back down the field. That's your coach in a nutshell. Where's your identity? Guys, there's areas where, listen, people laugh, they joke, and then go. You want to know who I am? Watch the tape never lies. My players, if they comment or they're in the chat, they'll say the same, oh shit, coach would call us the fuck out and embarrass the fuck out. And it got to the point where they had to have internal minds when their hand is in the ground. Coach is going to fucking call me out if I'm not running 100%.
You know who needs to be called out, Phil?
Who? Oh my God. You got it up there and snuck it in on me. That was perfect.
I'm always working behind the scenes.
I love that.
I think everybody gets annoyed because I'm looking down and I'm doing stuff. I'm not just texting people. I'm actually doing things.
I don't understand the Chicago media. I love a few of those guys. And I didn't hear my boy get an opportunity to ask a question. So we're not our last guest, Mark Grody. I even texted him in the game. This has to be called out with Leno. 40 cal reef, exactly. You all know it. Imagine, I don't know, you're in a family that knows somebody's a fucking abuser of drugs or abuse their kids, and no one says shit. You can't do that. I'm sorry. If you do that, we bring life into these shows, then you're the problem. You follow me? You're the problem. You're allowing it to happen. It's like race issues. It's like you have to step up and you know what something's wrong. You say something about it. You do something about it. It's like assholes blaming Eddie Goldman for not being here. He made a choice. That's it. You can't fucking sit there and blame the professional athlete for making that choice. If you do, you don't know fucking football or life. You don't know empathy. Yes, we miss Eddie Goldman. Just like Shane said. But to point a finger and be fucking ignorant as fuck about it is the wrong culture. It's embarrassing. And people need to step up and say something to people that think like that. Because I know I will. I have no fear. I keep my truth. I'm not searching for likes and follows. I want people, passion, truth, and the tape. That's it. That's it. That's all I can ask. I'll prove my point, and when I'm wrong, I'll be the first guy to say, hey, the Tape Never Lies Network was wrong about this. I've done it before. People can change. People can start getting in 2 tight ends and start running the football and establish the run game. You're at home. You're at home. You can't score. Right. Mima's husband won. You can't score 3 points in a fucking game and then finally go no huddle and press up and run right down the fucking football field and score. You can't do that. You can't do that. Passion, truth, and tape. That's right, Holland. Ivan brought the passion. My boy Toby Hill brings passion. Jones, my boy, the funkster Jones. EJ Jones brings Alex. Anthony Floyd. I see these people commenting. Claudio putting them up. There's Toby right there. Right in front of the team. Any of you that have ever coached or played high school sports, I don't know about certain sports. I know basketball, a coach will fucking call you out. Football is the ultimate team sport. Your peers, your teammates, are the biggest source of pressure. Because in a team sport, it takes everybody, for Khalil, for Nick Foles, for Mitch Trubisky, for Anthony Miller, to be that player, that great player. It takes everybody to do it, right? So your responsibility as a head coach is to call out the fraudulent effort, to call out the missed assignments, the wrong fundamentals. To do that privately with your position coach is a coward's way. It's a coward's way out in professional football. You look at the best ones, they fucking call it on the table. Lawrence Taylor, probably the greatest pass rusher ever, right?
Oh, there's no probably about it. I don't think.
He hated Parcells. And then he loved Parcells. Why? Because he called it out. He called it out. And some nerd and some boy, well, Lawrence did drugs. Lawrence did it. Yeah. A lot of people do a lot of fucking things. Nobody's a fucking innocent saint. Everybody's fucked up. Did something wrong. My point is, we're all human beings. We've all been sons, daughters. We all need discipline in our lives. So when you're placed in the position of power of the charter franchise, you can't let anybody else make the decisions for you. You have to do that. You can't have Ryan Pace. You can't have Ted fucking Phillips talking about your receiver's contract. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Don't even talk during the season. Nobody wants to hear you, Ted. You need to be able to get that locker room on the same page. I'll tell you right now. Yeah, players will need to speak. Players shouldn't need to speak up if you have the right head coach. That's my truth.
Totally agree. Phil, you see this. I was just looking around for any updates, and Danny Trevathan just tweeted. I don't know if you want to take that. If you can take that comment down.
Claudio, can you take? There you go. Look at him.
I believe this needs to be said. Keep your same energy. I know me and my dogs. Just got real, bear down. Remember this. All in.
Look at you. Right on the money. He's having to talk. Hold him accountable now.
Well,
I'm sitting back.
He's a part of that. He's a part of that. Yeah, he
is.
He's been a big part of that. I mean, there's no bigger Danny Trevathan fan than us here, Phil. We get it, but he's been a part of that, and that is something that a leader does. You know, You got it, and you're not getting that from your head coach. I understand you're not wanting to throw guys under the bus publicly, and hopefully these comments are going on behind the scenes. But the part that worries me is we heard Matt Nagy talk about, we didn't always review stuff.
Exactly.
If it was even if it was during a win, you can make plenty of mistakes and win. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean just because you squeaked. out of game and had a 16-point comeback that everything was fine. No, you were down 16 because there were some fucking issues. So that's a part of the process. And I think, it goes back to exactly what you said, Phil. This football team, this franchise is so inconsistent because it starts all the way up at the fucking top. The drafting is inconsistent. Free agency is inconsistent. The fucking play on offense is inconsistent. There's been one steadying force, and that's the defense. But the Bears are never going to figure this out until they get the leadership right. What's the most important part of your fucking football team?
The quarterback.
The quarterback.
Yeah.
And the GM.
Oh, of course.
Obviously, those are the two guys, right? And you know goddamn well that Foles isn't an pace guy. We know that.
Right.
Nick Foles is here because of the head coach. So this shit has to get figured out because you have these guys that you've invested on the other side of the ball that you're wasting. I know people are upset. You can't be upset, Phil, because your team gave up 19 fucking points. This is the NFL in 2020.
No, you can't be upset. You can't. Listen, every show that we do, every podcast, everything, keeping it 100, just reminding you, this show right here will be all up on your podcast stream. Again, just a reminder of business. We'll be moving to patronage. We hope that you guys subscribe and join in the fun and be a part of the network as we move forward in this and really help to take care of bills.
Absolutely. And in the chat room, talk about the patronage. If you're pro patronage, put it in the chat room. If you're anti, put it in the chat room. We wanna talk about it with you guys because we understand the way that things are in 2020 and not a lot of people have the discretionary income, and that's why we're trying to keep everything low at the $7 a month because we're Phil and I are working with a budget of $0 to provide you guys with what we do each and every week. It's not like we're looking at this to say, oh, we just want to take people's money and not provide anything back. No, everything we're doing is out of our pockets. Phil put up a studio. I'm getting blueprints and everything ready to have mine put up. But
this guy. Breaking news.
It's all
breaking news. Shane is putting up a studio too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I have to, but
we are your distraction, your analysts. The tape never lies. Video breakdowns, pop-up shows, Zoom calls, anything and everything's on the table. I love you guys. I love the fans. I love the interaction. I love both guys, Noah and our boy Ivan tonight. All of that for a little bit every month, and draft season and free agency season. Me and Shane with cars and guests that we're going to be breaking down the draft like nobody else. I put my name to it. I put my life to it. I've never, ever been more proud to be a part of something as we move forward. Our swag team, they are going to have their commercials and promos. We have the voice of the Tape Never Lies Network, Lawrence Holmes. Guys, it's just really, I'm not saying it goes a long way for us. And just to be honest, this Tuesday now, we'll be promoting. You see me share on Facebook. I try to share it all on all these message groups and everywhere because I know people still are coming to me and Shane. I didn't know you left that other network. I can't believe this is where you are. I'm fine. This is where the tape.
That was in July. That was in July.
So yeah, it's been months. So it still surprises us that people are following it. Again, thank you, Joshy. I honestly think you know me enough. And if you are a new listener, and you haven't seen the tape breakdowns, because the free tape breakdowns are going to be cut down to 8 to 10 minutes. Obviously, the 30-minute ones will be in the Patreon side, as well as other focused.
Address that right there, Phil, for
What?
Toby, because that is I know I've had multiple people
This
reach
is
out to me
monthly,
and talk about that. It's a monthly, $7 a month.
So that's, I did this math. I'm terrible, Toby.
$1.75, $1.75.
If we were just putting it against Bears Hour Live, it's $1.75 a show. But again, we don't stop there. It's like Sham Now. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
There's going to be tape.
But don't you worry.
There's going to be tape breakdowns, analysis, interaction with you.
Wait till the off season.
Football.
You love the
watching
draft.
the games with the patronage fans is going to be a private group. We're working out right now with our manager, the man, John Lennon. We're working all these things out to do and provide for you. So it's going to be well worth it, like Kevin said. Again, I can't thank everybody enough. Swag is going to be coming out. I'm wearing it right now. Hold on. I'm trying. I got to get a pillow. I'm so short.
I see, man. I feel like we're watching an episode of The Office, and Michael's on Pam's chair,
so short,
and it just keeps on getting lower and lower.
This chair is like a king.
You put a lower third up, and all you see is your beady little eyes up above the lower third. Look at that.
Never lies.
Mine will be here tomorrow. Acevedo.
I don't know how I got it before you.
You're
a fucking mailman.
Right.
Oh, we can have some last. So that's just one thing. We got a bunch of creative ideas. Oh shit, shirts and all this stuff. So,
and if you guys don't be bad, don't think that you're gonna upset Phil and I. I mean, we're here for constructive criticism. If you can't, we totally understand. We're not looking to put anybody in a compromising position financially. I mean, there's other networks that are going to be charging more than what we're charging, and that's fine for them. I don't care. I don't have anything to do with that anymore. And I'm just going to keep it 100, Phil. I think $7 for the amount of hours that we're putting out there each and every week. And Phil, you know how we are. How many times have we just been sitting talking and be like, hey, let's go live? There's going to be a lot more than that. If you guys like free agency, if you guys like draft coverage, Phil, you're not going to find better coverage than what we're going to do. We're going to just imagine if you do like the draft. Phil and I have already talked about, to give you a little sneak peek.
Throw it out.
Yeah, we're gonna have comprehensive breakdowns, tape never lies style. That's gonna include me with Phil talking about draftable prospects. We're gonna go position by position. So I mean, you're going out and you're buying a draft magazine, and this shit's costing $11 or $12
or
$13. Yeah, and $7 a month is gonna get you guys all of that. So. But I think it's important. Spread the word. There's so many people listening to this show right now. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow at TTNL Network on Twitter. Like our Facebook page. We have a new fan page for Keeping It Tape Never Lies, Keeping It 100. Follow us everywhere. If you know a Bears fan, hey, you caught Shane and Phil. You caught Claudio and Cars. These guys talking football, keeping it real. Spread the word for us, because the more that we have, the more subscriptions that we can get, the more we can offer for you guys. And we're already offering so much, and I think that the numbers that we're putting up here prove that you guys enjoy it, and we want to do a whole bunch more for you, because we do it. We live for this. Phil and I get hyped. I'll be talking to Phil while I'm at work tomorrow. And we're going to be talking about Tuesday night, what we can do when we're getting jacked back up, just like we're getting ready for a football game. So
at TTNL Network on Instagram. We got Instagram. We're going to make a graphic to put all our websites.
Yeah, we'll get that up there. But yeah, we're on Instagram. We're on TikTok.
There's no yearly option that comes with it. For those of you asking, Nathan, and I saw other... They just don't do it, but it offers because of.
They're doing that.
This will be to deter people from paying and then getting shortchanged with the product.
They're doing that to
could
protect
try
you
it,
guys.
7 months.
Yeah.
I mean, $7 a month. Give it a shot, and then you could quit if you don't like it. But again, I keep it 100. I know what we're gonna bring. You already see my video series, Draft Dr. Phil's The Tape Never Lies. Every week, I've been doing 2 to show you that's what Patreon would do. So here we go. That's enough said. A little bit more about football real quick, and then we're going to end this. If anybody has any questions for us, please, we're going to do Q&As for the Patreon. So let's do a little practice. If you have any question, and we'll get forward in that. I already get it. Yeah, fuck a Patreon right now. I get it, guy. Jeff, I get it. You're fired up. But we told our audience, to be fair, where things are going, so there's no surprises. I don't like to play games with people, or if you don't fucking want to be a part of it, don't. That's just how I've always been in my life. You want to play for me? Give 110%. Play every down like it's your final. These things aren't cliche for nothing. People stumble upon us all of a sudden by accident, are like lifelong friends and family now. So that's where we're going with this. Bears Hour Live after every Bears game. Keeping it 100 every Wednesday, except this one when we play on a Thursday. We're going to go Tuesday night. We're going to have guests Zach Pearson from the Bear Report and Steven Johnson from Shy City Sports. And they're going to join us, and we're going to talk about what transpired in the Colts game and look ahead to the Tampa Bay Bucks this week, and all of the minutia and the segments and all of that will be coming this week. So hopefully you guys join us for that. Any questions from the chat, Claudio? We'll get to them, or we move on and we call it.
You can't hear me when I'm not on it. Right here. So
Yeah.
Anthony Floyd wants to know, who should the front office search for prior to the trade deadlines?
Well,
I'm
I'm not even looking into a trade. I mean, I think there's questions about the guy's commitment and work ethic, but we've talked about it for a couple of weeks here. I'm on the phone with Snacks Harrison tonight and seeing what you have to have, that stabilizing force on the interior of your defensive line, because it's you saw it today. You have a rookie running back in there that's just continually gashing these guys. And I mean, it could have been a whole lot worse depending on the running back. But I think you have to get Snacks Harrison in here, Phil.
Yep.
Everybody I know is probably going to say, yeah, we need to get Leno out. It's very rare, unless the guy is on your roster, you're not going to go out and make a trade for a quality left tackle, because
It's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible. You just don't see those type of traits. Every team needs quality offensive linemen. They're not going to be out there giving up, a good guy for what the Bears are offering. So it's going to have to, that part of it's going to have to come within. But in terms of a free agent guy, I think you have to be on the horn with Snacks Harrison.
I will answer Steven Nagishi. I definitely see some issues here are rearing their head. And obviously, I think if you didn't get to hear Keep It 100 with Mark Grody this past week, he alluded to pace and the quarterback competition and the COVID all having, that last opportunity for Mitch. It's clearly Pace wants Mitch, and Nagy wanted his guy, to Shane's point in the open. I want to run my offense. I want to do what I want to do. We saw what that was today, and it's the same old shit. It's same old shit, SOS. And when you look at it, this relationship has been par for the course. So I think as the pressure builds, because people have said Nagy's safe. Nagy's safe. It should be no one's safe. There's two. You got a championship quality defense. The Bears have an offensive-minded head coach, and he looked more like Mark Trestman tonight than he did any.
Mark Trestman also started 3-0. That's another thing that I tweeted out earlier. And that they had that big fourth game, and they got punched in the fucking mouth, just like the Bears did today. And it's going to be a bit, just like Danny Trevathan said, keep that same energy. And I happen to believe that it's not, and not just him talking about the fans and the people on social media. He probably saw some things within the ranks that he didn't like.
Listen, there's no Patreon to sign up for, Jeff. So please, we're going to keep that posted on that. We're just letting you know. We're building this website. All of that's going to be released. We're going to go live. And
if you signed up for the Tape Never Lies Patreon, you just signed up for the wrong one, bro. Yeah.
Get your money back quick. Please, because I don't want you ever getting screwed over or not finding us. Listen, the sky isn't falling. The Bears are 3-1. There's concern. We've tapped into all the concerns, I think. I think on Tuesday, we're going to get into it even more in depth. I'll be able to probably Tuesday morning get the tape starting to be cut. It usually takes me about 24 hours. Another showcase, the $7. How much time and energy am I putting in cutting tape and putting it together so you can see and enjoy and break down and watch those film studies? They're going to even be more. So that's where we're going to be. Real quick, one last question. Claudio, we have anything?
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. I was just about to click that right there, actually. So go ahead.
Do you think Alex Barnes will get a start over Leno? I would honestly love that. That would be me or Spriggs, depending on who I was, and Juan Castillo should know. There was some sort of illumination with Juan Castillo's answers about getting there early, working with Charles Leno. I forget who had that interview and showed those points, but it was very telling to me that this is a fucking, how many years? 8-year veteran in Leno, getting there early, having to work on technique and effort, is kind of being nice for saying he needs to get his shit together. So they know. That's what that tells me. So after today's performance and last week's performance and the week before's performance with Leno, something's got to be done. To tell you the truth, gun to my head, do you think, Shane, that Nagy will bench Leno?
No, I don't.
Exactly.
I don't. They're not going to... He's not going to make that change right now, Phil, when they're trying to get things... I mean, there's so many questions we don't... Matt Nagy doesn't know... Like you said, you're trying to figure out the identity of this team. Is Nick Foles the guy? I mean, there's so many questions. I don't
Jeff,
think...
I saved you $7. Cal, we don't have the page. We're setting up... I'm sorry, Shane, to cut you off. I just want to make sure some of these... Like Cal Abdullah is one of the most loyal dudes, and so is Jeff Burton. The patronage website will be set up. You just click that, and it'll take you right to our Patreon page. That's how we're getting it set up. We're doing all the technical stuff.
When it's all ready, believe me, you guys will know.
We're going to go live. We're going to announce it. We're going to talk with you, and we're going to be hyped up. Believe me, you know me, and that's where we're going to be. So I think one more question, and then we got to bounce. Sorry.
All right, I got one right here.
Go ahead. Put it up.
Will Lamar Miller help the zone running game?
I think he is much better option if you're going to pull David Montgomery out than Cordarrelle Patterson is. Yeah. Lamar Miller has lived in the zone scheme with Gary Kubiak and so on and so forth. He is somebody that I earmarked when Shane put up on Keeping It 100, those running backs. He's someone who understands this scheme and Juan Castillo's philosophy. In reality, that's where I think you're going to want to see. I think he is somebody that you're going to see up on the roster Thursday. I guarantee. I would be shocked, in fact, that he's not moved from the practice squad to the 53. I don't know why the fuck Tyler Bray? We didn't even get into it. We'll get into that on fucking Tuesday. But I really believe you're going to see Lamar Miller be him in Montgomery more. I just think the Cordarrelle Patterson thing has to be done differently. He's not a running back. He doesn't have a nose or instinct.
Carr said it well on Twitter today.
What'd he say?
Patterson is Nagy's new Tariq Cohen, where they're trying to force feed him in here and do things, and they're bit pieces. I totally agree with that.
I agree. I totally agree. Well, we've done it all. We've said it all. We got the business out. Let me get a few more business things. This is where you could find our podcast.
Keeping It 100 can be found on all podcast streaming apps: iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Overcast, Castbox, Deezer, and finally, officially on Google Music and Podcasts. It's Keeping It 100 with Phil and Shane.
There you go. Look at that. You gotta love that.
That's cool.
Guys, I think we've said it all. Shane, you got a final thought?
No. Turn the page, be pissed off. Just like with a win, give yourself until midnight and then turn the page. And just like the guy in New England says, we're on to Tampa.
We're on to Tampa. Claudio, thank you for producing.
My
being
pleasure. It was
who
fun.
you are.
I learned a lot, like always. I'm a fan like everybody else. I learn every time I do this. It's awesome.
My final thought is this.
Thank you for watching Bears Hour Live, the best post-Bears game show on the planet, on the Tape Never Lies Network.